What's going on, guys? You're watching the life of Dustin and Allison, and this is the weekly. You're watching the weekly preview and prediction video for the upcoming opponent for the Georgia Bulldogs. That the Georgia Bulldogs will be playing in. We're here in week 2 of college football, and we're getting ready for the games coming on this Saturday. So this is mine and my wife's YouTube channel. I don't only talk about college football on here, but we do all sorts of vlogs, all sorts of videos. Sometimes we do vlogs that are 2 hours long. Sometimes our vlogs are just little short 5-minute clips. I also do a lot of devotionals on here about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So do us a favor, give this video a like. If you liked it, give it a thumbs down. If you didn't like it, do us a favor and subscribe to our channel. It doesn't take a couple of seconds. It's absolutely free. You just have to have a YouTube account, which is very easy. All you do is basically type in your email, but most people already have a YouTube account. A lot of people watch these videos are unsubscribed that I can see in my YouTube studio analytics. A lot of people who watch this video are not subscribed to our channel. All you do is just hit the subscribe button and tap all, and you'll get notified every time we post a new video. It won't be constantly dinging and harassing you. It'll just say, hey, the life of Dustin and Allison posted a new video. Watch it if you feel like it. Don't ever watch me again if you don't want to. But, oh my goodness. There's a huge spider right here. Well, he's not really that huge, but there was a huge spider out here the other day. It was a Chinese writing spider. So it's kind of got me on edge, because I like to do my college football videos here under this little carport, because I like to pace. Check this joker out. I'm gonna tell you something right now. An intruder comes up in the house. I'm grabbing the gun and we're gonna flush him out of there. A dinosaur comes out in the backyard. I'm grabbing my bow and arrow and we go into war. I mean, a helicopter lands out here in the backyard and a couple of men jump out with machine guns. I'm gonna give my life dying to save my wife and my family. But something like that comes out here, y'all are out of luck, okay? Because he'll take over the world before I do anything with him. He's right over there. I know where he's at. I got my eye on him. We're gonna move out here to the backyard, I guess. But anyway, this week is not gonna be much of a video because Georgia is playing their cupcake this week. They're playing Tennessee Tech. The team is such a cupcake that I don't even know their mascot. They're like the Eagles or something. The Falcons, I don't know. I think the Tennessee Tech Golden Eagles maybe. It doesn't really matter anything that I had to say about this game. Georgia could come out and win this game 35-10, or they could come out and win the game 87-0, and it doesn't matter. Kirby's going to rotate in a lot of guys. You already know all this. We're going to have the starters out by halftime, and we're going to have our backups in getting precious minutes in the game. But the only thing that does, I say that I'm coming on here every week to talk about the game, and then on week 2 we play Tennessee Tech. So my final score prediction for the game is 56-0. I don't think Tennessee Tech even crosses the 50-yard line, but maybe once or twice. It's going to be a blowout. First game at home for Athens. It'll be exciting. But it's on stupid ESPN Plus, and y'all all know who have DirecTV like I do. The DirecTV now has done blacked out all the ESPN channels. And it says ABC, but I still have ABC. So I don't know what's going on, and I'm glad about that because the SEC just moved from ESPN, from CBS to ABC. Excuse me, I know I said that kind of crazily. The SEC just moved from CBS to ABC. This has been a terrible video. Y'all might not subscribe after this. But as the more I'm reading, they're trying to come to an agreement. And I read online, it said that the last time that ESPN got blacked out on Charter, which we don't have Charter, but it said they had it resolved in 12 days. So I'm looking for it to be resolved pretty soon, because I'm venturing to say there's a lot of people who are really, really, really upset about this, who are already paying extra for a sports package, and now they can't watch ESPN right when college football and NFL football season just got started. So I think they're going to get this worked out pretty soon. Georgia's playing on ESPN Plus this weekend anyway, so I had to get a subscription to ESPN Plus anyway to watch the game. But anyway, Georgia's going to blow out Tennessee Tech. It's not going to be close. It's going to be cool to see the first home game of the year, like I said. But I guess what we can talk about is Georgia's absolute thrashing of the Clemson Tigers. I told you guys it was coming. There was a lot of people predicting stuff like, you know, Georgia they were gonna be real close at. Well, I guess that kind of did happen. That it was gonna be close at halftime, and Georgia was gonna kind of pull away at the end. Well, they didn't just pull away at the end. Georgia outscored Clemson in the second half, 28-3. It was a blowout. Even when it was 6-0 at halftime, it was just obvious that Clemson was not going to be able to do anything with the ball. Like, they could not move the ball. Every first down just seemed to be so incredibly hard to get, and it was just a sluggish. It was a terrible day. It was a terrible day for the Clemson Tigers. I think Clemson had like a total of 188. I think they had a total of 188 yards. And when I do these videos, I'm straight up. I'm shooting from the hip. Okay, I ain't got no notes. I ain't got no nothing. So I just say what's on my heart. There's a million videos out there with people going through the whole roster and stats and all this and that. And I can't do all that. It'd take me 3 hours to prepare for this video. Clemson had a total of 188 yards the entire day, rushing and passing. Total yards, 188. Georgia, I believe that's right. Look it up for me. Georgia had a total of like 169 yards just in the third quarter. That's how bad of a beatdown this was. Clemson could do absolutely nothing, and I'm just telling you that is probably, it's not probably, that is the best defensive line. That Georgia just faced the best defensive front seven they're going to face all year. Okay, Clemson has a serious defensive line and linebackers. Okay, if Georgia is holding that team to 3 and scoring 34 on them, it's going to be a problem for the rest of college football. Like, if Georgia scores 35 points on the best defensive line in college football, what are they going to do against your team? Are they going to score 44? Are they going to score 54? I mean, they did last year versus Kentucky and Ole Miss. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. A lot of SEC teams played a lot of cupcakes this week. Every SEC team blew out the cupcake, 65-0, 75-0, 56-0. Just like Georgia will do this weekend. Georgia just got its 40th regular season win in a row. 40th. They have won. That's incredible. There's only 12 regular season games, guys, in a year. They just won their 40th regular season game in a row. In the last 49 games, Georgia is 47-2. I'll repeat that again. In the last 49 games, Georgia is 47-2. Both of those losses were to Alabama in the SEC championship game in 2021 and last year in 2023. But in 2021, Georgia got them back and actually beat them in the national championship game. So they got us in the SEC championship game in 21, but we got them in the bigger game, the national championship. Literally, if it wasn't for Alabama, Georgia hasn't lost a football game since November of 2020. Here's another amazing stat for you. Like I said, in their last 49 games, they're 47-2, and out of those 47 wins, 37 of the 47 wins have been by 14 points or more. So out of the 47, Georgia's played 50 games in the last 3.5 years. They've only lost 2. And out of all 47 that they've won 75% of them by blowout. I'm so tired of hearing all these people talking about, well, it's because they play in the SEC East. It's because they play in the SEC East. Here's a news flash for you. In the last 2 years, the SEC East, the divisions are going away anyway. But in the last 2 years, the SEC East has had more teams finish in the top 25 than the SEC West. And I think 3 years ago, they had an equal amount of teams in the top 25. All these people talking about, well, they're going to have to play these SEC West teams now. Now we're going to see what Georgia's really made of. Well, they just played the Clemson Tigers, who have the best defensive front seven in the sport. I would even put them up against Georgia. I'd put them up against Ohio State, Alabama, anybody. Who has a better front seven than Clemson? Okay, like Georgia, maybe. Who else? Okay, they just put 34. Talking about Georgia. Now they got to play some of these SEC West teams now that these divisions have gone away. Yeah, well, they played Ole Miss last year, and I believe Ole Miss was ranked number 6, maybe number 9. They're ranked top 10 now. They're ranked top 5, maybe. Ole Miss is a good football team, and they came into Athens, and I think the final score was 51-13, something like that. Georgia also played a top 20 Kentucky last year, who was very physical. They're just like Kentucky and Georgia. Very physical on the lines of scrimmage, and they blew them out in Athens like 50 to 10, something like that. I can't remember the two scores of the Ole Miss and Kentucky game, but it was an absolute blowout. Both games. I think Ole Miss might have been like 51 to 17, and Kentucky was like 52 to 13 or something. Anyway, Georgia's been playing teams. Okay, name a team that Georgia hasn't beat in the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, good grief, go down and look. We've beat Oregon. We've beat Notre Dame. We've beat LSU. We've beaten Alabama. We've beaten everybody in the SEC East and in the SEC West 3 times. We've beaten Ohio State. I mean, I can't even, like, we've beat Oklahoma. Like, every team we've beat everybody in college football, but Georgia doesn't play anybody. They're just 47-2 in the last 49 games. You know, they're just the number 1 team in the country. You know, they just only have had 3 straight undefeated regular seasons in a row. That's just because they're easy schedule. Well, they ain't gonna be able to say anything about the schedule this year, because Georgia goes on the road to play the number 4, number 5, and number 6 team in the country, and going to play on the road at Ole Miss, at Texas, at Alabama. They just played number 14 Clemson. They also played Georgia Tech, and one of their cupcake games is Georgia Tech. Okay, Georgia Tech's, you know, pretty decent. Alabama's going to play University of South Florida this week. Would you rather play University of South Florida or Georgia Tech? Shout out to Florida State. What in the world? What's going on, Florida State? What in the world is going on? Florida State might lose to Florida this year. And can we say that losing to Florida might even be more embarrassing than losing to Boston College last night? Got a couple of good games on this weekend. We got Texas at Michigan. I think Texas is going to win that game. Michigan has a solid defense, but they can't score any points. Michigan's like the new Penn State. I can't really think right now. Tennessee's playing NC State. Tennessee will win that game. I had a dream last night that Tennessee lost that game. That's crazy. Tennessee's going to blow NC State out. NC State's overhyped. We're going to see about this Nico guy. I think he's pretty good. I think Alabama's offense is going to be really good, and I think their defense is just going to be mediocre. It's Kalen DeBoer. And by the way, all these Bama fans running around out here talking about Kalen DeBoer's a good coach now. And I'm going to tell you something. That Kalen DeBoer is a good football coach. Y'all better watch out. Newsflash, this is the SEC. Everybody's a good coach, okay? We have Kirby Smart. We have, goodness. We have, the whole league is good coaches. I'm just like, they're flooding my mind. Kirby Smart, Lane Kiffin, Brian Kelly, Kalen DeBoer. He's a good coach. It's not like they're making it out like Kalen DeBoer just stepped into the league and all of a sudden now we have some good coaches in the league. But how about Josh Heupel? Didn't they just have Tennessee at number 1 a couple years ago? Oh, well, then they ran into the real number 1. Tennessee broke a new record in 2022, guys. They were the number 1 team for 3 days. They were number 1 until they played number 1. Y'all remember that thrashing in Athens that day? You remember when that Tennessee quarterback, Eric Ainge or some crazy stuff? Did I just say a Georgia quarterback? I don't know. I say so much stuff I can't even keep up with it. He was saying that Georgia was a cheese and wine crowd, and then Georgia broke the record for loudest decibel ever reached in a college football game. By the way, Georgia Stadium is open on one end. So to reach the loudest decibel in a college football game ever, it's hard to do in a stadium that's open on one end. Anyway, it's been interesting already. DirecTV and Disney, they better get this whole ESPN ABC thing figured out. Georgia's going to blow out Tennessee Tech this weekend. I don't see a chaos weekend coming because, like I said, we got Texas, Michigan, we got Tennessee, NC State. We got a couple of good games, but other than that, it's looking like another round of cupcakes and just mediocre teams up against really good teams. So it should be a pretty sleepy weekend. But hey, are there any sleepy weekends in college football? These are the weekends you go into it thinking, this not too many great games on. This is the weekend where upsets happen. This is the weekend where crazy stuff happens. So I'll be watching. I didn't mean for this video to be 15 minutes long, but Georgia's got Tennessee Tech this week, and then we will go on the road the following week and play at Kentucky, and then Georgia will have a bye week along with Alabama, and then in week 5, Georgia will go and play Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and I know everybody's looking forward to that one. So we'll have a lot better videos coming up in the near future is what I'm saying. Hope y'all are having a good day. Y'all don't forget to like, subscribe. We post all types of videos, not just college football. We have all types of vlogs and things we do. We love y'all, and God bless.